Everyone, welcome back to a new post today. And we know that India has a rich diversity of wildlife, but apart from that, we also know that there are certain species that are vulnerable, extinct, and also critically endangered. So, one such species is the Indian rhinoceros or the one-horned rhinoceros, which is a part of the culture of Assam and also is looked as a cultural identity of Assam. It is vulnerable to a lot of poaching, and previously the population of this species used to extend over the whole Gangetic basin, but because of poaching and habitat loss, the number of the species have come down to less than 4,000 in India. And so one important decision which has been taken by the Assam government all of a sudden just yesterday to denotify the POBITORA National Park or the wildlife sanctuary has now put in a big question mark over the protection of the one-horned rhinos. The Assam government has denotified the POBITORA National Park, saying that it had done this notification without the consultation of the government then way back in 1998, and therefore to correct its mistake it is denotifying the status of the national park or the wildlife sanctuary of POBITORA. And now let me tell you that the conservationists and the environmentalists are at war with this Assam government, saying that this is the first time in India that this is happening, that a national park or wildlife sanctuary status is being denotified, that too keeping in mind the importance of the one-horned rhinoceros, which is known for extensive poaching in the northeastern for its horn and other body parts. However, the Supreme Court came to save the one-horned rhinoceros and also the POBITORA National Park. Let's have a quick insight of what exactly happened and some more important points about this issue. So the proposal for denotification of the sanctuary or the national park, actually if you want to denotify any national park or wildlife sanctuary, it requires the recommendation of the National Board for Wildlife following the Supreme Court's approval, which was overlooked in this issue. Now recently it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who made a visit to the Kaziranga National Park in Assam, and just after that the cabinet of Assam took a decision to denotify a prime one-horned rhinoceros habitat which is named as the POBITORA Wildlife Sanctuary. It's located just east of Guwahati. Environmental activists said the decision is the first of its kind for any protected area in the country, and the decision was taken 26 years after the Assam Forest government notified the POBITORA as a wildlife sanctuary in 1998. Now, the state government declaring its own gazette notification after 26 years and resolving to denotify the POBITORA as a wildlife sanctuary is unprecedented. This is disturbing since the Supreme Court in February was surprised that the Assam government inability to actually demarcate the boundary of the sanctuary after it was notified way back in 1998. This was said by one leading conservationist. Now the top court made this observation while hearing a petition contending that the boundary of the POBITORA notified in 1998 under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 was yet to be demarcated, and the control of the part of the sanctuary comprising the khas or the fallow land was yet to be handed over to the forest government by the administration, and the tribal staying there were actually were bearing the brunt of non-demarcating of the boundary of the POBITORA, where they can lose certain rights of them. So what does the Assam government say about the denotification? Now the cabinet decision said that the notification was issued unilaterally way back in 1998 by the forest department without consulting the revenue department or even the chief minister. At that time it was Hemanta Biswas itself, and the government reasoned that the declaration of the sanctuary was made without settling the rights of the people living in the villages in that area, including areas such as the Tenga Banga region, Murkata and the Mayong region. Now these villagers belong to the marginalized communities and have been residing in the area even before independence. Let me tell you that this park is often referred to as mini Kaziranga because the faunal flora distribution, the landscape is very much alike to protect the one-horned rhinoceros in POBITORA, very similar to the Kaziranga National Park, and the number is pegged at 107 year as per the 2022 census. Now the sanctuary has the highest concentration of one-horned rhinoceros. Kaziranga has the highest concentration of one-horned rhinoceros on the earth, let me tell you. Now, underlining the need to protect the fringe villagers of the sanctuary, which play a very important role in the wildlife conservation process. The cabinet further decided to along with denotification, to form a 5-member special committee, but I don't know how far this is going to help, because the committee will not definitely have the powers to protect the rights of the tribals or the villagers who stay on the fringe. So they will examine the pros and cons of denotification of POBITORA. That means POBITORA would the decision is stayed now, but it means it will lose the national park and the wildlife sanctuary status, and the panel has been asked to submit a report within 6 months. So that means indirectly even up to 6 months also the denotification might continue. In simple words, the one-horned rhinoceros is at risk of further poaching, and the rights of the tribals are at risk now. So the Supreme Court has helped the one-horned rhinoceros here. The Supreme Court on March 13 froze the Assam government's move to withdraw the 26-year-old notification constituting POBITORA as a wildlife sanctuary, which hosts one of the largest populations in the country. Now, the government said that a panel will be set up, as I already told you. So this one-horned rhinoceros is a very peculiar species. It likes its isolation. It is called as a great one-horned rhinoceros, great Indian rhinoceros, or also the Indian rhino for short, and its species is native to the Indian continent. The one-horned rhinoceros species is native to Indian subcontinent. It is the second largest extant species of rhinoceros. Poaching and loss of grassland have left just about 3,700 rhinos alive today in India. It is listed as vulnerable under the IUCN Red List, as the populations are fragmented and restricted to less than 20,000 square kilometers. Now, as of 2018, the global population is estimated at 3,588 individuals. The Indian rhinos once ranging throughout the entire stretch of the Indo-Gangetic Plain, but because of excessive hunting, agriculture development have reduced its range to just 11 sites in northern India and southern Nepal, and they are extinct in Pakistan, Bangladesh and Bhutan. Now, in India, they are about 2,885 in Assam. They are 2,600 in Kaziranga itself, 125 in Orang, 107 in POBITORA, 40 in Manas. These are the major wildlife reserves to protect the one-horned rhinoceros. West Bengal has a population of 339, which includes 287 in the Jaldapara National Park, 52 in the Gorumara National Park, and 38 in the Dudhwa of Uttar Pradesh. So these are the major wildlife sanctuaries where you can get to see the one-horned rhinoceros. Now, the Kaziranga model of conservation has become very famous, and we also celebrate the World Rhino Day. So it measures almost 1,300 square kilometers and is also a tiger reserve and has the highest concentrations of anti-poaching camps. Let me tell you, this is one specialty of the Kaziranga National Park. So you can just imagine the amount of poaching that happens for one-horned rhinoceros, that we have the highest anti-poaching camps in the world, even compared to South Asian sites and also African sites. So Kaziranga itself has about 223 anti-poaching camps. The officials of the Assam Forest Department work out the surveillance of one camp for every 5.82 square kilometers. The anti-poaching camp has at least 3 personnel guarding the specific area, and one of them often from a vantage point atop of the camp. Many great one-horned rhinoceros wallow water bodies are close to these camps, so they are protected from poaching and also under surveillance always. Let me tell you, as I told you, that it is very one-horned rhinoceros is very important to Indian culture, not only Assam culture, because it is one of the main motifs in the Indus Valley civilization, depicted along the god called as Pashupati Mahadeva and also other terracotta figurines, and they were excavated in the archaeological sites of Indus Valley civilization. Also, let me tell you that there is a rhinoceros sutra in the early text of Buddhist tradition and found in the Gandharan Buddhist text and Pali canon, as well as the version incorporated in Sanskrit Mahavastu as well. It praises the solitary lifestyle of the Indian rhinoceros and associates this solitariness by the Pratyeka Buddha. So this is the importance of one-horned rhinoceros, but very it's a sad news for the most endangered, I would say, species, because it's poached a lot for its horn and other body parts as well. Major poaching sites in northeastern area. Denotification will only endanger the species even more and give more weight to poachers, and also keep the tribes in vulnerability there. Their rights will be at stake. So I hope these few points were helpful to you all to understand the decision of the Assam government. However, the Supreme Court stayed the withdrawal of denotification of the site. The case is still not decided, and it's only wait and watch situation for the next few hearings of the Supreme Court and the decision, and actually coming to know what exactly is the intention by the government to denotify a very important protected area to protect the important species such as one-horned rhinoceros, which is not only protected under the ICUN but also the CITES convention as well. So I hope these few points were helpful to you all. If you did, please do like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.